Welcome to the Spring 2011 edition of Recreation Television, your connection to recreation opportunities provided by Roanoke County Parks. Now the school year is winding down. Have you decided what you're going to do with your kids this summer? During today's show, we're going to look at some wonderful summer camp opportunities, including one right here at Camp Roanoke. Spring also means it's a great time to get out and enjoy the parks. On today's show, we'll talk about a historic homes tour, as well as photography classes that allow you to go experience nature in a beautiful spring setting. Warm weather also means swimming. On today's show, we'll take a look at free swim lesson days offered at Green Ridge Recreation Center and a preview of the opening of Splash Valley Water Park, plus other ways to stay active for adults, including dance and fitness. But let's start the show right here at Camp Roanoke. We're out here at beautiful Camp Roanoke, where I'm joined by Camp Director Greg Martin. Not only is Camp Roanoke a great place to send the kids during the summer, but they also program great family activities during the spring as well. Let's talk about some of those. What do we have planned this spring, Greg?
Scott, this spring we've got a family walk time planned. We also have 3 days of kayaking and a day of rock climbing.
Let's go back to the wall climb. What exactly is a wall climb?
Families can come out and utilize our 50-foot climbing tower. We provide snacks and beverages, and we teach them how to use their hands and feet appropriately, trying to get to the top.
Okay, and now these kayaking trips, are these for everyone, or do you have to have some experience?
Ages 12 and up, everyone's invited, no experience necessary. We provide the life vests, paddles, helmets, all the gear. Snacks and certified trained staff to lead the trips.
Now when you say kayaking, I get a little nervous because kayaking is prone to flipping. Is that how it works?
It is, but we use sit-on-top kayaks, and those are what we like to call 95% flip-free. Wow. So you're virtually unflippable when you go out in these kayaks, and it's a fun trip. Mother's Day weekend, we have trips on both Saturday and Sunday of Mother's Day weekend, which is great fun. So let's move to the summer. It's never too early to start thinking about sending your kids to camp, and now is prime time to sign up for Camp Roanoke. What is new at Camp Roanoke this year for youth? This year we've actually added a paintball range.
Wow.
But this is not the traditional paintball that you think about where you're in the woods looking for each other using guns. We actually use slingshots, and it's a range set up just like an archery range. So there's defined lanes, safety goggles, set instruction, and it's just a good time.
Fantastic. Another new program this summer is called Outpost. Could you explain what that is?
Sure. Outpost is a little bit more of a significant outdoor experience in that they are off-site for 3 days. They're spending the night in a tent, learning outdoor living skills, canoeing on the James, and also rock climbing.
And what ages is that for?
That is for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders.
Fantastic. So new programs, a new paintball range. Now, for those of you not familiar with Camp Roanoke's been a staple in the area since 1925. And something you may not know is it's accredited by the American Camp Association, which actually means a great deal. What does that mean, Greg?
That is a set of standards in place that make sure that a camp is doing everything that they need to according to state, federal laws, human resources, food preparation and storage, that activities are being led by certified, trained, documented professionals. It's really a good housekeeping seal of approval in the camp world that really guarantees that your kids are safe, that they're having a good time, and that staff are accountable to make sure that those things happen.
And Camp Roanoke is for as young as rising kindergartners through?
All the way through seniors in high school.
All right. And we also want to add, if you are a kindergarten through 5th grader, you can participate in our Discovery program, which is not an overnight program. You can actually be picked up at Tanglewood Mall?
That's correct. We provide bus transportation from Tanglewood Mall to and from. The program runs from 9 to 4 out here, and the kids get to participate in all the traditional activities that residential campers do. They just get to go home at the end of the day.
All right, so day program for youth as you get older, lots of activities on camp, and then finally, the oldest of the kids, the high school age, go off-site for an entire week. Lots of great programs, and you can find out about all of them at camproanoke.com. Camp Roanoke, of course, has been enhancing the lives of youth in our area since 1925, and I personally can't think of a better way to spend the summer than out in the beauty of nature. Did you know that Roanoke County also offers over 175 weeks of camp programs? Not only the overnight camps here at Camp Roanoke, we have full-day, half-day programs, athletics camps, and specialty programs. If you want to know more about them, you can pick up one of these. It's a summer camp guide. Our theme this year, You're the Star. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about next, one of our camp programs, a theater-based camp program for youth. Last year, one of our most popular youth summer camps here at Green Ridge Recreation Center was our theater camp, and we're excited to have that offered again. Joining me now is Mary Suter from the Junebug Center, who's going to be putting on a play this year. What play are they going to be performing this year?
We're going to be doing Through the Looking Glass, which is really the second of the Alice stories. And in this story, Alice begins by sitting in the lobby with her kitty, and there's a chessboard, and she's talking to the cat and starts talking about Wonderland and wonders if they could go through the looking glass, and ends up on the other side of the looking glass where everything is backwards.
Sounds like an interesting play, and this is not only a play, it's a musical as well?
It is a musical. It has 8 songs and a great hip-hop score. So we know that the kids who register and get involved in this will have a great time. Our experience last summer was that the kids loved the music and they loved the dancing, and that helped them learn their lines and get into character. So we typically incorporate singing, dancing, acting workshops, and as much as we can pack into a week.
Now, your organization, Junebug Center, operates summer camps throughout the Roanoke Valley and beyond. What have you found? What types of kids sign up for a camp like this? Is there a different age range and experience level coming into it?
We typically take kids from 6 all the way up through 16, and that may seem like a big range, but all of our programs are designed to have the kids work in peer groups, so that if we have 6 and 7 and 8-year-olds, they can work together, get to know one another, and then we bring them into the bigger cast and then back into the peer groups. So it's always age appropriate.
Well, let's quickly go to, in a couple of sentences, what do the kids ultimately get out of the theater education experience?
Well, when we think about Kids Talk, we like to think about 3 things. The first is fun for a week. The second is memories for a lifetime. And the third is skills for a living. Obviously, when a child comes into the camp, it has to be fun.
Right.
And we achieve that through workshops and costumes and makeup demonstrations.
And of course, it's a great social interaction. Finally, just throw out the dates for the folks at home listening.
Well, it's here the week of June the 20th, and the kids will not only have a great experience, but there's a lot of learning that happens. There's teamwork and leadership and following directions.
And you can find out more about it on our website at RoanokeCountyParks.com. Roanoke County offers the area's largest selection of camps with over 175 weeks to choose from. New this summer, we've expanded our lineup of full-day specialty camps. Choose from many of our selected camps in our program guide and combine them with Green Ridge Summer Day Camp to have a full-day experience. Check that out by picking up a summer camp guide at any of our park locations. But what if you adults need something to do this summer? We've got plenty of classes for you, and there's no better way to enjoy the weather than by taking photographs. Let's learn from the experts at the O. Winston Link Museum how to do it right. We're here at the O. Winston Link Museum, where I'm joined by Leah Gardner, who's the education coordinator. Spring is a beautiful time of year to get out and take some photographs, and nobody knows better than the pros at the O. Winston Link Museum how to get the best shot. Now, we have got a class coming up on May 28th. It's going to be held at the Virginia Western Arboretum. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about what you're going to be covering in that class.
Okay, this class is for those people who are just getting out, new to their cameras, maybe they've been shooting for a little while and are learning settings, how to shoot particularly close-up shots, spring blooms, flowers start coming out, trees, the buds on trees. So we're going to be doing a lot with macro shooting, close-up shots.
Now you lost me there. What exactly is macro shooting?
Macro shooting is getting very close to your subject. Now, the problem that we typically have, especially if you have a point-and-shoot camera, is that normally on your automatic settings, if you get too close to your subject, your camera can't focus. It's going to focus on what's farther away, either that or it's going to be blurry because it doesn't understand how close it is to the subject that you're taking a picture of. Your point and shoot cameras do typically have a macro or a close-up setting that you can set them on that lets your camera know that what you want it to focus on is closer to the lens than typically.
Now that's a little bit surprising, and most people don't realize that a lot of things that that you think you need a fancy camera with all the different lenses to do, you can really do with a smaller camera that you have at home.
You certainly can, and a lot of the point and shoots these days have some manual settings, so you can change the aperture, you can change the shutter speed, which will help you when you're shooting outside. Will help you get the right exposure in your photographs.
Do you need to bring your own camera to this class?
You certainly do. It's always helpful to bring your camera and your manual to make sure if you've got specific questions about your camera. Also, a lot of cameras have different menu options, so it's great to have them. But yes, bring your own camera.
Now, what are the different skill levels of the folks that enter this class? Is it a wide range?
It's open to anyone. So as long as you have a basic knowledge of your camera, you're able to turn it on, you know how to play back your images, you know how to delete photographs and save images. That's really the basic knowledge that you need so that you're comfortable with your camera, so that you're not really worried about shooting.
Now, many camera buffs or people who just like to take a lot of pictures are pretty familiar with how to set up a shot indoors, take a family photograph, but this class is about outdoor spring photography. And we're talking outdoors versus indoors. What are some important things to remember?
Natural light is one of my favorite situations to shoot in. I think that natural light images often come out better than your indoor shots. And we've been inside, it's been winter, we've all been shooting probably indoors. If you're brave, you've been getting out and shooting outside. But that natural light is really going to help you. Some great things that you can work with are, the sunlight, the flares that you'll get in an image. So when you get that bright spot of sunlight that's kind of glaring through your image, you can really work well with that.
And you mentioned white balance is something else that you need to.
Right.
What is white balance?
Right. White balance is actually telling your camera the kind of light that you're shooting in. Your camera can automatically set that, but typically if you know how to go through, and you'll learn how to change your white balance in your camera in this class so that you can put it in the right setting.
Are there times in which the manual settings, the automatic settings, are good to use versus when maybe it's best to change those?
Automatic settings, I'm one of those people who I tell my students that I'm never going to make you feel bad about using your automatic settings. They're there for a reason, especially these days. They've set the cameras up for so many different light situations that you might even have a setting on your camera that is for outdoor botanical shots, specifically for flowers.
And botanical shots, no better place to shoot than the Virginia Western Arboretum, or take it out into one of the Roanoke County Parks. Happy Hollow is beautiful this time of year. We recommend it. So sign up for that class online at RoanokeCountyParks.com. Spring is the perfect season to get outside and explore the parks. Check out Happy Hollow Gardens. During the months of April and May, you can see azaleas blooming in over an acre of beauty. Or pay a visit to a new playground at Starkey Park, which is now one of the largest in the Roanoke Valley. We can also help you explore some of the lesser-known attractions in our area. Did you know that there are many historic homes in the Roanoke Valley built prior to the Civil War? This May will give you a chance to look inside. If you're a history buff or just like getting out there and seeing different areas of the Roanoke Valley, then Roanoke County Parks has something great for you this spring. It's called the Civil War Homes Tour, and here to tell us about it is Wendy Schultz, our Special Events and Tourism Director.
Hi, Scott.
Hey, how did this event get started, Wendy?
Well, actually, there's a statewide initiative to celebrate the sesquicentennial of the Civil War. So, and I represent the county on that particular committee, and I was trying to think of something that hadn't been done in the Valley before that could commemorate the 150th anniversary of the Civil War, and I thought, what better thing to do than a homes tour?
And I've lived here a few years, and I was always under the impression that nothing in Roanoke really happened until about the turn of the century, 1900s and such, which is when all the real growth occurred. But there were several homes that we've discovered in putting together this tour, right?
Oh, absolutely. It amazed me. I actually identified 23 homes. Some of them are no longer homes. They've been turned into, whether it be buildings, say at Hollins or things of that nature. But we came up with 11 homes in the area that were actually here during the Civil War that are still homes and that are on this tour.
Fantastic. And where are we right now?
Right now we are at the Christian Nininger House, which is off of Plantation Circle in Northwest County.
And as we know, coming here, it was a little difficult. We had tucked away into the back, but so they're really hidden jewels of the Roanoke Valley that a lot of people don't know are here. Now, tell us about how to get involved with the tour and what exactly goes on. Do you have to register?
Okay, yes, actually you have to purchase a ticket. The tour will be May 7th and 8th. On Saturday it runs from 10 to 5, and then on Sunday it's from 1 to 5. You tour at your own leisure. We are going to be producing a wonderful brochure which highlights the homes and gives history. Plus, when you get to the homes, we will have tour guides within the homes that will give you the individual histories. It's $15 for 1 day and $25 for 2 days. And the easiest way to do it is to go online to the county website, to Parks and Rec website, and pick up a ticket, and we will mail them to you.
You can register online, or you can call us at 3876078, extension 0, and you can find out how to get a ticket. Also, in addition to being able to tour the homes, you get the guide. You'll have the property owners will be able to tell you about the homes, and on top of that, there will be several Civil War reenactments. Will you tell us about that?
Exactly. We have a Civil War encampment up at the Jubal Early home, which is actually right across the line in Franklin County. We will also have period entertainers going from home to entertain you as well. We also have 3 locations: the Salem Museum, the Vinton History Museum, and Enon Baptist Church, which also was here during the Civil War, which will be acting. They'll be selling tickets that day if you don't get them ahead of time, plus they'll be offering refreshments and plus a little bit of history.
Now, I know, Wendy, you've learned a lot in putting this tour together. You've told me about how excited you were to discover. Tell me a little bit more about some of your biggest surprises in putting this together.
Well, this house in particular has utterly amazed me. I mean, the folks that own it presently, actually the man lived here from the age of 15 until he was an adult. Came back and bought the house, and it's seeped in all of his family history. This whole area was an orchard at one time. This house has just utterly been amazing, and the little bits of history and the little stories about family members and what happened during the Civil War and post-Civil War have just really, really sparked my interest.
So you learn a lot, have some fun. Mark that date on your calendar, May 7th and 8th, for the Civil War Homes Tour. Find out more and get your tickets online at RoanokeCountyParks.com. The Civil War Homes Tour is really a great way to get out and see the Roanoke Valley this spring. Spring also means the weather's warming up, and that means Splash Valley will be opening soon. May 27th, in fact. Come enjoy our 2 35-foot high water slides, current river, and much more, with daily admission between $5 and $9, depending on your age and residency. And it's only fitting that May is Water Safety Month as well. Earlier today, I talked with Tanya Richardson about that. We're here in the Aquatic Center at Green Ridge Recreation Center, where I'm joined by Aquatics Director Tanya Richardson. Welcome, Tanya.
Thank you for having me.
There's a lot going on this spring. Talk about some of our primary focus here at the center, which is swimming lessons.
Sure. We have swimming lessons sponsored by the American Red Cross, and they're different levels, starting from 6-month-old all the way up to 12 years old.
6 months sounds a little early to me to be starting lessons. Why is it important that you get your kids started that early?
Sure. It helps the children become water adjusted, helps them, we can work on skills such as floating, helping the parents as well, educating them on what signs and symptoms to look at for their children so that they can help them become more adjusted in the water as well.
And it's not just for kids, we have lessons for adults as well, and homeschool youth.
Yes, we do. We have homeschool lessons, we have beginners for adults, those that have never taken lessons, who are afraid of the water, all the way to those that are training for triathlons as well.
And Green Ridge is a great place to do it, and obviously a lot of amenities to this pool. It's really a family fun sort of environment here, isn't it?
Absolutely. We have lessons, and we also have water exercise classes, which you can see going on as well. We do also are leading up to our fun day. Coming up in May is our Water Safety Month, and we are going to have a free swimming lesson day on May 14th, starting at 9 o'clock in the morning till 12 o'clock. I'm taking reservations. You can call me, and I will set up specific times for specific levels for all our kids.
And that's at the front desk. You can call 777-6300 if you want to find out more. Now, these lessons are for what ages?
6 months up, and we're taking them all the way to adults.
All the way to adults. So if you're not sure whether swimming lessons are for you, we want to try it out, you can do that for free at Green Ridge on May
14th.
May 14th. One more date to know in the month of May, and that is Friday, May 27th, and that's the first day of operations of Splash Valley Water Park.
Yep, absolutely. We're getting really excited about the summer.
And if those of you at home have not checked out Splash Valley, what can you do at Splash Valley?
Oh, well, we have a lazy river. We also have a spray ground area for the younger children. We have 2 huge slides, a bowl slide and a flume slide as well. And there's a little tweener slide, we call it, for those kids anywhere between 3 and 12 years old.
It's fun for kids, it's fun for adults, and if you think about it, there's really not that much you can do with your kids together to have fun in the summer. This is one of those things that you can do. Take them to Splash Valley and enjoy all of those wonderful things. We've also got several special events coming up during the summer that we've got planned. You can look for dates of those on our website, RoanokeCountyParks.com. Can you give us an idea of maybe the types of events that will be going on at Splash Valley?
Sure, we're going to have a luau at the very beginning of the season. We're also going to do a backyard barbecue on July 4th as well. We will have 2 splash-in movie nights throughout the summer as well. And then at the end of the summer, we're going to do a back-to-school bash for all the kids before they go back to school.
The splash-in movie nights have been very popular. We did one last year, now back by popular demand. 2 nights. So, special events outdoors. We're open every day. Admissions between $5 and $9, depending on your age and residency. Splash Valley, lots of fun. And of course, Water Safety Month. Don't forget about those free swim lesson days. Again, look on our website, RoanokeCountyParks.com for details. Thanks, Tanya.
Thank you.
Whether it's downstairs in the pool, outside at Splash Valley Water Park, or right here in the Wellness Center, there's plenty to do at Green Ridge Recreation Center this spring. You can learn more about any of the things going on here at our new website, RoanokeCountyParks.com. It's been redesigned with interactive schedules and a whole lot more great new features. Learn more about wellness programs both at Green Ridge and Brambleton Center. We keep adding to our program lineup, and this spring is no exception, especially with a new program called Boot Camp Challenge. Let's check that out. I'm joined here at the Brambleton Center by Katie Carroll, owner of Boot Camp Challenge Roanoke, and a new instructor for us here at Roanoke County Parks. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit of the history of what is Boot Camp Challenge. Is this something that that occurs nationwide?
It is, and it's moving into the East Coast. It started in St. Louis, and I've brought it to Virginia. There's another one in Virginia Beach. Yeah.
Well, what exactly is it? What makes Boot Camp Challenge a little bit different from a lot of the other things you can do to get fit?
Right. It's a group personal training experience. They're going to get one-on-one attention from me in fitness and nutrition components as well.
Now, you've got quite a history with training people. Actually, before you even started this organization here at Roanoke, trained for the military. Talk about that experience a little
My
bit.
husband was in the Army for about 7 years, and I would do some PT stuff for soldiers and trained at a gym on post there, and keep personal training now.
But now you've started this Boot Camp Challenge Roanoke, and what makes it different when you're training the general public, and can anybody do it?
Absolutely, anybody can do it. I've had marathon runners and very unfit, unhealthy people as well, and I have different options for every exercise that I'm doing in the class.
So, for example, you could have one class where you had a very low fitness level or low mobility level, and the same class another person that's pretty physically fit already. How would that work?
Well, I have different levels of each exercise that they would do, and I would show my very fit person the highest option, the most intense option, and then I would show a very low impact for the person whose fitness level was lower.
Well, let's show an example of that right now. Show me one of those exercises, then maybe a modification.
Okay. Well, one of our top moves in Boot Camp Challenge is called a squat thrust, and I'm going to show you the easiest level for your less fitness levels now. So you're going to touch your knees, touch your toes, touch your knees, and then your hands come up. And then for the intermediates, we're going to touch our knees, touch the floor, one leg's going to go back, bring it back in, bring it up, hands up. And now for our very fit person. You're very fit.
I'm very fit.
Are you ready? Okay. Going down, press out, bring it in, and up, and we'll hop up. Yeah.
Okay. Now, so how many times would you do that to?
It would probably be timed.
Okay.
And sometimes we usually start out at a lower time, and then we gradually increase it by the end of camp. So we'd probably start out with like a minute or so.
Okay, now how long are these sessions of classes, and how long do they meet?
They're promptly an hour, and anyone who is not on time will have some encouragement not to be late again.
So this is like a real boot camp.
Absolutely.
You get in there,
yes.
And are you barking out commands?
Yes.
And it's pretty intense.
Yes, they call me Sarge.
Okay, now when you've taught these other classes, how maybe someone is a little bit skeptical who doesn't know if a boot camp challenge is for them. Maybe they're a little intimidated by maybe a little bit of military type of style to your exercise. What would you tell them to get over that fear?
Just that I will be with them every step of the way, and I really take my time. I don't take the class itself. I'm here watching everybody, and if somebody has a specific need, I'm going to be attentive to that.
Have you had some success stories that you might be able to tell us about?
I have lots of success stories. I have a lady in my class that just ended, she lost 22 pounds and 10 inches. There's a lot of body fat dropping in this class because it's high repetition. and we work muscles to fatigue, so it's really cool.
Well, Boot Camp Challenge is a new program and a new thing here in Roanoke. If you want to learn more, you can check us out at RoanokeCountyParks.com. We'll be holding sessions this spring and summer.
Hoo-wah!
Wow, looks like a great way to keep fit this spring. Another way to keep fit is through dance. Roanoke County Parks offers over 20 different dance programs over the next few months. We're going to show you one of them, taught by a new instructor at the Brambleton Center. I'm joined here at the Brambleton Center by a new instructor for us. His name is Edgar Orneales, and he has grown up with a lot of music and dance in his home in Mexico, and he's been here for quite a long time. We're happy to have him on board as an instructor.
Thank you, Scott.
Talk about the 2 classes that you'll be teaching with us this spring.
We'll be teaching a 2-hour workshop with bachata, which is from the Dominican Republic, and we'll be doing some workshops starting the 28th of March for salsa for 6 straight weeks every Monday.
Fantastic. Now tell me a little bit about the history of, first let's talk about bachata.
Bachata is, like I said, it's from the Dominican, and it used to be prohibited because it's so sensual and it's very close, and it used to start in the 60s.
Tell me about you. How did you get interested in this at first?
Just growing up with the music. You grew up with any Latin American music, salsa, bachata, cumbia, merengue, everything, and then you dance to everything. So.
And how long have you been teaching here in the Roanoke Valley?
Officially for a year after helping the Jefferson Center last year. So.
You teach elsewhere in the Valley as well?
We teach mostly at Blue 5. We do a social every other Tuesdays, and that's where we hang out, and we have a community of other Latin dancers.
Okay, we're going to take a look at the bachata here in just a second. First, tell me about the salsa class that you're going to have on Monday nights here at Brambleton Center.
They start March 28th, and they're at 6:30 from 7:30, and they're for 6 straight weeks every Monday. And we're going to start from beginner and hopefully finish the class to the intermediate stage.
What are some of the differences between bachata, like you just mentioned, and salsa?
Salsa, the one we're going to teach, is Puerto Rican style, so it's more linear, back and forth. And
what do you mean by linear?
You stay on line, and you dance forward and back a lot of the times, and the Dominican, you dance anywhere. It has
a little more free-form.
Free-forming and a lot to the sides, mostly. So
okay,
a little bit different.
I believe you've prepared a little demonstration for us. Let's bring up your dance partner right now.
This is Alicia. And
show us a little bit about, are you going to show us the bachata?
This is the bachata. Like I said, it's mostly linear. It's mostly to the sides. And it's really, really easy to begin with, to be honest. And you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're stepping in every single count, unlike salsa. And then this is the modern step. The Dominican step, you stay in place and then you do heel. 1, 2, 3, heel. 1, 2, 3, heel. So then you can guide the girl to the sides. And from the basic step, you turn them and spin them anywhere you want. So.
To me, it looks a little bit like swing dancing and some of the other popular dances. Does it have to be a certain type of music that you dance this to?
Yes, you try to always listen to the music, and you stop to the music. The difference, like I mentioned earlier off the cameras, with Latin dancing, you get closer to your partner, whereas ballroom dancing, you almost stand away from each other a little more.
So if you've got a social event coming up that you know you want to be close to your partner, it's a really good dance, and it's really not that hard to learn, is it?
No, it's not hard at all. And like I said, you add a lot of your style to the dance.
Well, learn more about our Dominican bachata class and our salsa classes online at RoanokeCountyParks.com. Thanks for coming on, Edgar.
Thank you.
We've seen a lot on today's program. From summer camps to outdoor activities to exercise, there's a lot going on in Roanoke County Parks this spring. If you're signing up your kid for a summer camp, sign up before April 11th to receive our early bird discount. And if you're signing up after April 11th, you can still receive that discount by referring a friend. The discount is up to $5 for half-day programs and up to $25 for full-day or overnight programs at Camp Roanoke. Mark your calendar for May 7th and 8th for the first ever Civil War Homes Tour, and then mark your calendars again for the opening of Splash Valley on Friday, May 27th. Membership is not required to join the fun outside or inside here at Green Ridge Recreation Center. If you want to know more about any of our programs we've talked about today, you can always check our website, RoanokeCountyParks.com. It's been newly redesigned, so check that out. All kinds of interactive schedules and information for the entire family. Or watch us right here on RVTV 3 times a week. Until next time, we'll see you in the parks.
We are all people, connected, interdependent, united. That's what it means to live united.